You're a private investigator. You also call yourself the Coffin Confessor. What do you do?
In short, I crash funerals on behalf of the deceased.
So people hire you, they tell you, say, a secret that they have while they're alive, and then they ask you to reveal that truth either at their funeral or when their will is being read?
Yeah, it could be at the funeral, the wake, the will reading, or it could be a private message to somebody delivered face to face. It's not a job for anybody that can just go and do it. It takes a little bit of nerve, but at the same time, it's a request that started, believe it or not, as a joke.
Tell us about your first client.
My first client was Graham. He was a gentleman that I'd been investigating a claim for. I got to know him only for a short while. He had cancer. He was close to death. We got to talking about death and the afterlife and all things surrounding death. And I suggested he do his own eulogy. He said he'd been to plenty of funerals where eulogies just aren't shown out of disrespect, or the families just don't show. And so I suggested I crash his funeral for him. And he took me up on the offer, and I did so.
What did he want you to say at his funeral?
He wanted me to out his best mate for trying to sleep with his wife while he was on his deathbed. He also asked me to remove 3 people from the congregation that he hadn't seen in 30 years, so why would they pay him their respects now when they could have, seen him when he was alive?
And you went through with it?
Absolutely.
What was the response?
Shock. And I'm interrupting a funeral, between loved ones sitting there and grieving and his best mates performing eulogy, and I stand up, interrupt the funeral service and announce that his best mate's got to sit down, shut up or bugger off, because the man in the coffin's got something to say and this is what it is. And I'll open the envelope and I'll read aloud exactly what was said.
Did the best man stay put, walk out?
He left pretty quickly.
Why do you think some people take this approach to confess after death?
Well, most of it's because they haven't got the strength to get up and punch the people in the face that are hurting them. That's really what it is. I mean, it's not all bad either. I mean, it's good, bad, funny and sad. There's quite a range of funerals that I've crashed.
How much do you charge?
Between $2,000 and $10,000, but they don't need the money where they're going, and I never get a complaint.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.